Festive season is upon us and we have a whole host of new launches and so much competition in this space. The best person to tell you about what you should buy or not buy is Bertrand D'Souza, Editor-in-Chief of Overdrive, who joins us on the show now. Bertie, hi, good morning.
Good morning, Sonia.
Always a pleasure speaking with you. What's the sense you're getting? What are the big launches to watch out for? And what's your favorite?
Well, right now the one big launch to look forward to is Maruti's new Baleno. The the large hatchback that's coming in as a competitor to the i20 and the Jazz. That's one of the big things to watch out for. But there have been several other cars in the market in recent times that we've seen, and some of them doing tremendously well. Chief among them has been Hyundai's Creta. I mean, that SUV has really taken the market by storm. 7,000 odd units a month, 55,000 plus bookings. That's completely changed that segment. It's given a whole new dimension to the compact SUV segment. So I think that's one of the big things to look out for, to keep watching out for. Of course, a lot of people complaining about long waiting periods and Hyundai having to ramp up production, take care of that. But that's largely, I think, where most of the public sentiment is moving towards the SUV segment as well. I think
I have one co-anchor who was complaining about
yes.
this long line, and she was wondering if Bertie would use his good offices to advance her in the queue in some
There
fashion.
are many more actually in our production.
Behind the camera.
I do know I've been getting a lot of calls about people wanting to test drive the Creta, yes.
Okay, but between the Creta and the S-Cross, who do you think will win?
I think right now the game's going the Creta's way, but to look at it, both of them need to be actually looked at individually. They're very different segments for that, in that sense. The Creta is more SUV-ish, the S-Cross is more crossover. And the S-Cross by itself is a fantastic product. I think Maruti's really done a good job, and despite the way people have been complaining about the styling, it's something that grows on you. There's a lot of premiumness attached to that vehicle, a lot of good solid engineering attributes in that vehicle as well. So as a package by itself, it's a fantastic product. I think Maruti's got it spot on. They're facing several challenges with the Nexa experience, the new Nexa dealership experience, but I think it's still in its very initial stages, and give it time, couple of years perhaps, and Nexa should firmly be entrenched in people's minds. They're anyways expanding it to a lot more dealerships around the country, and that's going to take some time.
But between the Creta and the S-Cross, which one is value for money?
Well, like I said, very difficult to put which one's value for money. You either want something that's very SUV-ish, you want that imposing stance, a lot more ground clearance, in which case you go in for the Creta. If you want something that's more, and Maruti is usually looked at as a far more valuable proposition overall because of the sales experience, the service experience that you've got with Maruti products. So where value is concerned, it's actually very difficult to say which one will be more valuable. It all boils down to which direction your preferences lie. Do you want the more SUV-ish kind of a flavor, or do you want something that's more crossover-ish?
I thought you would say the Creta is more value because Maruti has got its pricing in S-Cross a bit wrong, right?
I don't think entirely. That's something that need to, like I said, it's something that need to start off with. People need to adjust to Maruti's, Maruti stepping into the premium segment entirely. So that in that sense, yes, the S-Cross may be a bit premium initially, but going forward, there are a lot more products coming out in that same segment or in the premium range that Maruti is going to offer. They want to move in that direction. So you have to give them the time, you have to give them the chance to sort of play out, their cards in this segment. And then let's see, probably in about a year's time, we'll know exactly whether the pricing was wrong or right. The S-Cross by itself is not doing too badly at the moment. They're still picking up. It's slow, much slower than where the Creta is, but it is picking up.
So what should one do? Grab that 1 lakh discount that they are giving, or wait to see if the pricing is wrong? If it were indeed wrong, then you will get it 2 lakhs.
Well, I'd say grab the discount at this point in time. That's a tremendous amount of discount, from 75,000 up to a lakh of rupees. Yeah. That's a lot of discounting on the Creta. So yeah, pick it up if you want to.
What about the Baleno? The last time when they launched the Baleno in sedan format, we all saw the disaster it was. This time, you think they'll get it right with the hatchback format?
Well, we just sort of driving the cars as of yesterday and today, for that matter, in Jaipur, and so far the reviews are positive. I was expecting Maruti to introduce their new range of engines that they've announced globally as well, but with the Swift engines that are coming in right now, it's not a bad product overall. They managed to engineer it well enough to take care of whatever exigencies that car might come up with. But on the whole, it's a good product, good set of features, good ride quality, great on space. So it's a strong competitor to the i20 and the Jazz in that segment. Now it'll all depend on where Maruti prices that product. I still see that pricing to be somewhere about 7 to 10 lakh rupees, which will sort of, get the fight to Hyundai. But just how much of an offset over the i20, we're not entirely sure. I think it's just about another few days away that the launch is slated for.
Okay, I just had one question, before we run out of time. For a lot of people who track the Maruti stock, are worried about whether the Renault Kwid would impact the Alto sales or not. What's your sense?
I don't think so, not at all. The Alto is still holding strong at about 14,000 units. The Kwid, I think September numbers close to about 500 or something of that sort. So very early to say what very recent in that sense. But comparatively, if you look at something like the Figo, for instance, which is again new product in the market, again the same timelines as the Kwid, that's been doing just about 1,600 units. So clearly there's a demand for consumers looking for more premium products. Now whether the Kwid answers that in the lowest segment there is today, we're not entirely sure. But it's very clear to see people moving towards the Aspire, the Figo hatchback, or even the Desire for that matter. There's a clear movement, people wanting to get more premium products in the market, or own more premium products. So I guess the Kwid, we'll have to wait and see, but it's a good product at the end of the day, very well built. I do think there's a lot of potential for that product in the market, but you're talking about Maruti, that's a juggernaut over there. 14,000 units is something that's not going to be easy to come even close to.
Okay, well, we have to end with something for our business investors. Yeah. Overall, is the festival season indicating that business is doing better?
Well, yes, at this point in time, in respect to the festival season, there's been a bit of a pickup in the market for the last month and a half now. There have been new products, most of them very, very promising. Maruti is coming in with a big push, Hyundai is coming with a big push, Honda is coming with a big push. So looking at players, who've got a significant, or rather have a history of coming out with good products, with volumes, and that's sort of helping the market stay strong at this point in time. It will still take a lot of time to build up. Probably 2016 mid to end is where we'd see, that resurgence coming back in again. But presently, just on the back of these 3 or 4 products and these 3 or 4 manufacturers, the market's looking fairly positive. Yeah.
All right, Bertie, on that note, we will let you go. And for all of you who want the Creta to be sped up, you can call Bertrand D'Souza. His number is 98. I'm just kidding. Okay, well, thanks.
Well, you can follow me on Twitter and, of course, Overdrive's handle on the website. So.
You know what? You're asking for trouble. Everyone's going to follow you and ask you to speed up their test drive. But on that note, we'll wrap up with this discussion on auto.